All right, so we're going to be implementing a formalized process when you are being recognized, when you're being called to the front of the room, possibly for a stripe on your belt, possibly for a birthday board, or some type of acknowledgement, maybe a black belt team invitation. This is going to be implemented system-wide, pretty much starting immediately. The instructors will spend a couple of months training all the belt levels, everybody on how to do this formal process. So a couple of quick things is that the goal is to help let the students and let everybody else recognize that a person is being acknowledged in a formal way, right? They're being called to the front for an award or to be recognized in a certain way, and we want to make sure that that is being recognized as a special event and that is a formal process. The person who is being called, it's going to be very important that they snap to attention stance when their name is called and they acknowledge the instructor with a loud "yes sir" or "yes ma'am." All right? So we're going to demonstrate the process here. So we have our students lined up. The instructors tend to be in the center, right? Here at the Sun Prairie location, we have a nice row of squares right up the center. It may vary depending on your location and your lane, right? So when somebody is called, right, I'm going to call Andrew Ruppling. He acknowledges, yes sir, he bows, he's going to take a step backwards, all right, and he's going to move to the middle. Now, if people are in the middle here, you see how Ms. Fleck, she moved off that line, so naturally the people who are in the center, they should move out of that way, right? That person runs up to the center. Now, it might just be one person, I award a stripe, I give a high five. If I'm calling multiple people, I call Steve Moore, yes sir. He says yes sir, he bows, he backs up, he comes up to the center, there we go, snaps to attention. Now notice that Mr. Rupplinger moved off the side that he came from. He came from the left side of the line, and so when it was time to move out of the way for the next person, he just slides over to the left. If I call a third person, right, if I call a third person, Mr. Moore is going to move to the right. So let's say I call Julia Miller.
Yes, sir.
She bows, backs up, moves around, Mr. Moore moves over, and there she comes up to the front. All right? Now, this time the instructor will likely call you to attention,
sir,
and bow. Right? And now the way we award stripes or acknowledgement, we award that stripe, maybe we'll give them a high five right away. We might wait until the end to high five everybody after the stripes have been awarded, right? So the stripe is awarded, high five, a stripe is awarded, high five. All right, attention stance,
sir,
and bow. Now, once we dismiss them, we won't use the term, the actual word dismiss, but we will say you can go back to your spots or whatever the verbiage the instructor uses at that time. Right? The members who are up here, they're going to take a step back. So I'll say go back to your lines. They're going to take a step back. Now, whichever direction they came from, right? These two came from the left side, they're going to turn to the left. Mr. Moore came from the right half of the group, so he's going to turn to the right. They're going to run all the way down to the end. So before you do that, Mr. Rupplinger, let's just imagine that we had students, right? We had lots of students all lined up across here.
Yes, sir.
They're going to run all the way to the end. Go ahead now. They're going to run around the back of us and then return to their spots in line. Part of the idea of doing this is when we're acknowledged is not to run up in front of people, right? So I'm not going to run and cross in front of people here, hence the reason that we are doing the bow and we are stepping behind the people, right? So that's just part of being polite in general. I also would like this to overflow into general class structure where, let's say you're dismissed to get a drink of water, all right? Hey, let me get a drink of water. I don't want to walk in front of a bunch of people who might be kicking or moving or not paying attention to my own actions. I want to make sure that I'm moving behind the row of people or even all the way to the back of the mats before I go and do whatever I was doing, right? Same thing if I'm joining a class, right? Maybe my group was split off to the side. Your instructor says, hey, join the other group. I don't just want to run in front of everybody who might be kicking and moving. I want to move behind them and move forward, okay? So one more time to stress the importance is when your name is called, make sure that you answer with a good acknowledgement. Your name is called and everybody says, yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, does a good sharp bow. If you don't do that very well, right, if you don't show enthusiasm, you don't show good focus when you're doing it, the instructors will ask you to repeat that part, all right? So again, it's going to be yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. We bow, we take a step back behind everybody, and then turn to the front. They naturally split out of the center, maybe a little bit more, so we have enough room for people to go here, and they're going to come up to the front in front of the instructors and snap to attention stance, all right? So parents, if you're watching the video, please show this video to your children who are part of martial arts, who are doing classes with us. Otherwise, as a student, as the members, no matter what age, please go ahead and review this, and then we'll practice it in class. All right, thank you very much.